Hi Taurus, welcome to your October General Love Tarot reading. This is your girl Mermaid Scales Tarot. Thank you so much for joining me here. This is a General Love Tarot reading for the Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and or any other strong placement for the sign of Taurus. This is a general reading, so please keep that in mind. To only take what resonates with you and leave what doesn't for someone who really needs to hear these messages. And of course, hi cross watchers, you're very welcome here if you're interested in a Taurus. Who wouldn't be? I like to remind Taurus and cross-watchers that energy is fluid. This simply means you may feel like I'm describing a certain situation in the reading where you may feel the roles are flipped or reversed, and that's completely okay. You're more than welcome to use your own discretion to flip those roles if that resonates with your specific situation the best. So with that being said, let's go ahead and get your reading started. I like to start off my readings by doing a mini meditation to clear and set the energy, but if you're just here for the card pull, I completely understand. You could go ahead and check out the pinned comment below with all the timestamps. For those of you here with me now, thank you so much for joining me. It really does help me connect to your energy by doing this. So I'm going to ask everyone to take a deep breath in. I'm going to ring this sound bowl 3 times, and during that time, I just want you to open up your energy to ask the questions you have in regards to your love life, and we'll see what Spirit has to say. So let's go ahead and take that deep breath in. And tune into the energy of Taurus. All right, Taurus, let's go ahead and see what Spirit has to say for you guys for October in your love life. Taurus, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, anyone dealing with the Taurus, what is going on? What does Spirit want you to be aware of and know about? So whatever happens, you'll be fully aware, prepared. What is the energy that Taurus needs to hear about October in their love lives? Okay. First card out we have is Plane. Okay, and it says, a journey is indicated either physically or metaphorically. Your life will become more full. So I wonder if someone lives by an airport, lives in a city where there's a well-known airport, maybe someone works in airline, travel, business, sales, where they have to travel quite a bit. But honestly, just very generally, I do feel like someone wants to move something forward. Maybe there's a long distance connection that someone wants to travel soon to see you, talk about travel plans, maybe talk about going somewhere on a vacation together. Maybe it's a little bit of a weekend getaway. Maybe it's something where you would go to a different city, country, state. I don't know. It feels something like movement forward. It's like the jets are on and the direction's being taken. Wow. Tell me more about this energy for Taurus. Maybe you guys just went on a trip with this person or just saw this person and they've been thinking about it a lot, been looking at the pictures from that trip a lot, posting pictures of that trip recently. You could have even been a camping trip. I don't know. Okay, so then we have J-Bo. And it says, gifts both in the sense of sacrifice and of generosity, indicating balance, all matters in relation to exchanges, including contracts, personal relationships, and partnerships. I believe Leo got this card as well. If I'm remembering correctly, if not, maybe the sign Leo can mean something to you guys. But yeah, I do feel like there's something that is finally ready to set into motion. Maybe there is someone that is ready to move forward with a contract, with a relationship and a partnership. They're all in on you, Taurus. And I definitely feel as if they're making an effort to do something big to show that. So again, if there's distance, they want to maybe surprise you in seeing you or have surprise plans for the two of you. Wow, okay. Tell me more. Tell me more about this energy for Taurus. Marriage. This relationship is moving toward a sacred union. Oh my, this person wants to marry you one day, or maybe they're kind of going forward in that direction. Maybe those conversations are going to start to be brought up. Maybe the plans are going to start to be had, and maybe there is some sort of marriage that you guys are coming into very, very soon. Spiritual marriage, but even a proposal, eloping. I don't know. This feels as if they're pretty set on this. I'm seeing the letter R as in Ryan or Rachel, or someone could even have 2 R's in their name, first, middle, last name. But yeah, this is big, Taurus. I can tell. They want to have you as being someone that is significant in their lives. They're ready to be in an exclusive relationship with you. They swear they want to marry you one day. And they may be taking a big action towards doing that. Or at least setting that into motion. All right, so let's get the tarot and dive deeper into this. We have the Knight of Swords, Gemini energy. They've been planning something here and they want to execute that plan in October. They want to do it maybe in front of your family members and friends, have this conversation or ask you something. Oh my goodness. Wow, yeah. Interesting. Yeah. Okay. So bottom of the deck, we have the 7 of Wands. This is Leo energy. So you could be dealing with the Leo, you could have strong Leo in your chart, but with this 7 of Wands here, there's someone taking a stand. Now, I do see that this was not like completely rosy these last few months. And I wonder if distance has become an issue, travel has become an issue, especially if they have to do that for their job. But I gotta say that I think there's someone that is deciding to take a stand and to make a stand here for you. And I do wonder if this is someone who has reappeared recently or has had some new sort of vitality in still fighting for this, Taurus. They give massages. They used to give you shoulder massages, back rubs, back massages. They're really good with their hands. But I feel with the 7 of Wands here that this is something they feel worth fighting for. And I do feel like they stood strong in convincing you of giving this a go. Or again, there could also be some element of surprise here that they have. And it feels like a happy surprise. It doesn't feel like a scary surprise. But it's almost as if like they have decided that they want to fight for this. They decided that they want to keep you. And they're decided in October to do a grand gesture to show how serious they are about this. So let's get into it. Dead center we have is the Knight of Swords, Gemini energy. Sorry guys, I have to censor these for YouTube community guidelines. So there's going to be a lot of conversation. I do though feel aside from the conversation that's happening, there's execution. There's an urgency here that they want to salvage this, to show this. I do feel like this is like where they execute all the things that they've been thinking of up until this point. They've been planning this. And this is something that has been growing more and more as they've gotten to know you, as you guys have re-sparked a situation. And we'll talk about that for a second. And again, different messages for different groups of you. You will need to intuitively decide for which boat you're in. But I do generally feel with this Knight of Swords that they have something that they set their mind on, they set their eye on, and you're part of those plans. And they want to take this in a way that moves things quickly. And I think that if things were a little bit slow and they were kind of like a little bit dodgy with things, that's all about to change in October. Things are going to move fast. And they may even catch you a little bit off guard with a question or a conversation. Hopefully this will help you not be so caught off guard. But what's crossing this is the World card. Fixed energy, Leo, Aquarius, Scorpio, Taurus energy. So again, this could indicate distance between the two of you, which could have always been an issue. You guys could live in different cities, states, countries even. There could be time zone differences. I do feel this could be someone that comes from a different background, culture, ethnicity than you do. Maybe there's even religious differences. But I feel with the World card here, maybe a part of what was the issue was that this never went to that level of exposure where you guys are like official, exclusive. And there's a part of them now that really wants to have that. And maybe they were the ones kind of pressuring that for some time, Taurus. And maybe it wasn't the right time before, but October, for whatever reason, they're feeling like it's now. Now with the World card here, I do feel like there's a lot of online activity. Someone could be very active online on social media. They could be influencers, well known, have an online business perhaps. But I do feel with this World card here, like there's something they want to have to come in full circle. And if there has been a recent reconciliation or making up, they're going to use this to their advantage. And they're not going to waste any time. They know what they want, Taurus, and it's you completely. What's crowning this, interestingly, is the Queen of Cups in reverse. Cancer energy. So I definitely feel a little bit of a hesitation. Definitely someone who has been a little bit more reserved in showing their emotions, especially if this is a respark or a rekindle ship. Maybe they kind of do realize it's going to take some time to earn your emotional trust back. And maybe for some time with this person specifically, there was part of an issue, especially if there was distance. It could have been emotional distance, physical distance, but a little bit of an emotional unavailability. And someone's emotional needs weren't being met for some time. And I think that that was something they've come to realize that they didn't recognize soon enough, and that they want to fix and they want to heal. For some reason, this is the weirdest confirmation, but I'm seeing cow print. So I wonder if someone has like cow print furniture, rug, maybe a little bit cowboy, cowgirlish. I don't know why that's coming through. It's only a confirmation for some of you guys out there. But overall, yeah, with the Queen of Cups in reverse, I think there was someone who was becoming more emotionally detached from this outcome. Maybe was giving up a little bit on this, and maybe kind of started to go within and heal themselves. And that was the big step for them to saying, I need to fix this, and I need to fix this now. What's rooting this is death in reverse. So Scorpio energy, and this is why I felt like that Lazarus energy, that comeback energy. I do feel like there has been the return of someone. I do feel that they fought for this return. They were stubborn about this return. And now that they have this opportunity, like I said, it's go time. I do feel with this death in reverse, like there's something though that needs to be addressed before you're 100% ready to open up to this. I do kind of want to clarify this death in reverse. Let's get nosy. Tell me more about this death in reverse for Taurus. Judgment. Ooh. Judgment and the Three of Wands. Bottom of the deck, we have the Four of Cups. Okay, yeah. So Four of Cups at the bottom of the deck is making a lot of sense for the fact that there was someone that like the emotions had started to close off. Maybe the hopes, the feelings that this was going to come out of anything started to reside in someone. And the second the other person caught up on that, they went in damage control. And maybe seeing that someone was becoming emotionally numb or emotionally distant, they had to fix that. And I think that that was where they kind of took accountability and being more active. So if you were the one that kind of pulled away your energy and kind of turned your emotions inwardly, that's the catalyst to them realizing that they had to do something completely differently. And with the Four of Cups, maybe you just kind of got bored with the connection, kind of just, you know, there were certain cycles, nothing much was happening. They weren't making that much initiative. And others of you, if this is in relation to death in reverse, maybe like, again, someone may have decided to end this, and that's when the death card came. And then realizing like, life isn't as fun without Taurus. I miss Taurus. Like maybe going on dates, there were people that were just kind of duds in comparison to you. And they realized that there was something special with you there that no one else can really give them that satisfaction. That's what they had to learn kind of the hard way. There's someone that likes to wear Converse as well, and maybe like high top Converse, like that old school Converse. But anyway, with the Three of Wands and Judgment, fire energy, particularly Aries, but also Leo, Sagittarius, as well as Scorpio energy here. I think what happened again is that like you were waiting for them to take this initiative. You were waiting for them to take action. You were waiting for them to kind of evolve this. And when you saw that that was taking longer and longer and nothing much was happening, I think you started to wonder what else was out there. You started to set your sights onto other possibilities, and that gave them a big wake-up call. Or maybe even some of you, again, like put a break, put a pause, and that was the attempt to see what they would do with it. And you waited, but you weren't overacting, you weren't reaching out, but you were seeing if they were going to do something. And they did. I do think that that's something that you did pay attention to as being different this time around. You had to let them know what they could lose if they weren't going to take initiative in making things better. And also there's something you've been waiting on, and I don't know if it was like an exclusive partnership offer, a marriage offer, moving in together, but this has been going on for some time. And so maybe this was the little push they needed to get it together, Taurus, honestly. I think they got that with this judgment call here. And I think they made the right choice in getting it together for sure. In the recent past, we have the King of Cups. So may I point out, even if the Queen's in reverse, we have the King and Queen of Cups, two cards of the same suit. You guys may have a lot of water in your charts, or maybe even you guys are emotionally in sync, which is the frustrating thing. I think the Queen of Cups knows that, and the King of Cups tries to fool it, tries to hide it, tries to guard it for a while. And again, this has nothing to do with gender or sex. We all have masculine and feminine energies. We're dominant in one, so you'll have to decipher. But like once the Queen of Cups was kind of done trying to pull this out of the King of Cups, that's when the Queen of Cups went in. And the King of Cups said, oh, damn, yeah, I'm going to have to show the Queen of Cups that I am actually serious about this. I am devoted to this. I do feel like you've received like a heartfelt phone call, text message, letter from this person. I do feel like they have come forward to at least, you know, apologize or to tell you what was really going on in their feelings. And I think you were able to decipher that they were being honest, they were being authentic. And so for a lot of you guys, I think you did give this a chance to reconnect. And they're not going to, you know, mess this up again, Taurus. They're not going to take this for granted. They know that this may be their last chance. And that's why they have to move things. That's why there's this urgency here. And others of you, if you represent the King of Cups energy, I do feel you provided an emotional groundedness, especially if they're Queen of Cups in reverse. They may have always had a hard time dealing with their emotions. They may have never known what was the right way. They may have overreacted or just completely went numb. And you may have been that space for them to kind of, at the end of the day, when life is stressful, when there is a lot going on, you were that rock for them. You heard on them. You spoke to them. You calmed them down. You heard what they had to say. And that's something that has always lasted with them. That's always something that they'll always be thankful to you for. And it's a big part of what they're afraid of losing. I think they're finally ready now to step up in that same way for you. I think they're convinced of it, Taurus. All right, Taurus, to see the likely outcome of this situation, what is likely to happen and unfold from now to end of the month, you need to be prepared for, aware of. What else can I tell you about this person, the situation? What are they going to do, not do? We're going to go ahead and take this to Patreon for the extended reading. I'm going to overturn this card here to show you the likely outcome. Pull some more tarot oracle cards, just dive deeper into the situation. So if you guys really felt this was your reading and you need more answers, clarity, please join me at the extended reading, and you can join me by opening up the description box of this video where you will find a link to Patreon that will take you to the extended reading. But if this is where you depart, Taurus, I really hope that this resonated with you. I mean, it seems like their heart's in on this and they want to do something about it. How they're going to do it, we'll see. But if this resonated with you, please let me know. Drop a comment below, hit that like button, don't forget to subscribe. I love you, Taurus, very much, and I'll see you next time. Take care, Taurus.